welcome back to another ultimate family Troopy tourer build. Probably gotten the name wrong. I'm sure Ben will correct me somewhere. Today we're going to be talking about the Headspace roof conversion. I love it, and it's pretty amazing to have a tent as a part of your car, but that's pretty much the extent of my knowledge on the Headspace roof conversion. So Ben is going to be taking the lead on this one. Take it away, Ben.
Okay, so this is definitely one of the most exciting parts of the build for us. We've probably shown a few snippets of it in video so far, but I thought it was probably time to do a bit of a walk around and explain how these kind of things work. I gather that not everyone that watches our channel is like a super Troopy fanboy, so they might not understand the concept of how the roof conversion actually works and why would you get it in the first place. So I guess when you're going to claim building the ultimate family tourer and something that's capable of sleeping the whole family, then this little addition up here is definitely one of the key parts of the build. So what that allows us to do is to sleep two people upstairs, and then the next part of the build will be the part that allows the kids to sleep downstairs. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you a little run through of like what's involved in doing the roof conversion, all the kind of features it comes with, and kind of talk about what we find really positive about it. And also I might answer a few questions that I get asked a lot about this. So yeah, guys, let's do it. Okay, so we are lucky enough in Australia to have multiple roof conversion companies to choose from. I remember when I first started looking at this years and years and years ago, the big one was Alucab. They definitely were holding like the market, I would say, for that. And I probably would have got one of them for my old Troopy years and years ago. I'm really glad that we've kind of held off and we've gone with the Headspace. So why have we gone with the Headspace? Couple of reasons. One is like the vanity side of it. I just think it looks way better than any other options out there. Number two, Australian made, which is amazing, and locally made in Brisbane as well for us. So that was definitely a key part in choosing the build. Expense wise, they're all pretty up there. Like you're looking at a good 20 grand for a roof conversion in Australia, no matter what company you go with. So I figure if you're going to spend that much money, you better pick the best looking one with the best features that's going to hold up the best in the long run. So, and I believe that's Headspace. For us, I really like that it maintains the original Troopy line. So it's probably the biggest shame with chopping off the roof on a Troopy. I guess probably not everyone agrees, but if you really love Troopies, they got that nice high roof line and it just looks amazing. With the Alucab and that, it really squares it off at the front and it looks butt ugly if you ask me. Another good option is the Expedition Center, the Mulgo ones, which I've always liked. Probably one key part for me not wanting to go in that direction was the fact that they don't have the bed extension down the end. So I'm a pretty tall fella, I'm about 6'3", and the Headspace utilizes the whole roof area for sleeping. So that's a really good addition. And that's really about it. At the end of the day, I've been kind of keeping an eye on these for the last few years, keeping an eye on all the reviews that come out. 99.9% is super, super positive. So I was really happy to trust Ollie and the guys and go with the Headspace conversion. And cut a long story short, we're super pumped with it so far. So what we might do is we might go for a little walk through the features and I'll show you guys what you get for your money. So for anyone that's not aware, I should actually explain what a roof conversion is. So basically what we're doing is we are taking a grinder or whatever's want to be used and we are cutting off the whole roof line of the Troopy all the way around. We're a new replacement roof. So with the Headspace now, it's an aluminium roof skin. Basically the whole thing goes on, a whole bunch of automotive sealant and all that kind of stuff. And it gets basically stuck down where the existing roof was. So advantages instead of something like a rooftop tent. One, you're keeping the profile down a lot lower. The weight is also down. And probably what the biggest advantage is, you can actually get inside your tent from within the vehicle. So there's no more, like if you needed to get down during the middle of the night to get in the car, whatever, you can basically just do it from inside the tent, which is amazing. With these things, as I said, nice and low profile. So it actually only adds, I believe it is 70 mil, which is pretty bloody small. I know like with us, when we got it done, you could barely even tell the difference in the height of the Troopy. It was enough to stop us getting into my old man's garage, just where I've been doing a lot of work at the moment. But apart from that, like visually, you could not tell the difference with the height. So really happy with that side. And a lot of people would not even notice that this is done. Like, that's basically the only sign of it is that little rubber strip along there. So it's a nice sleek, and it almost looks like a factory Troopy still, as much as a factory Troopy can look like with J-Max 4-inch suspension and 35s and everything like that, but it still looks pretty factory. So we're talking about the roof. So probably I mentioned the aluminium roof skin, and it actually comes with the fact with some, I think they're Yakima rack rails up there. So basically you can mount on any kind of platform, roof racks, anything like that will mount up there. Headspace and Explore Oz are actually doing a pretty sleek looking rack that really suits the design of that. We didn't go in that direction strictly due to cost, really. Doing an elaborate build like this, yeah, I've got to draw the line somewhere. So I managed to get some Yakima racks when they're on special. Legends, future Ben here. I thought I might just chime in on this one to say that I already went against what I said just before. So I actually installed the cheap looking racks and they just look pretty average. After doing such an elaborate build, I decided we should just go with the Explore Oz stuff. So I managed to get Explore Oz rack through Headspace, made by Ben at Explore Oz. Amazing unit, super easy to install, and I should have just done it from the start. So a poor man pays twice. But yeah, anyway, we are down in the Victorian High Country now. So this is in the new year. Happy New Year. New adventures coming from here really soon. I'm not sure if this is actually, I'll put it up on the screen. I don't know if this is like included in the standard lot, because so ours is basically a combination of the standard options and the premium model. So I basically took the standard selection, or whatever you want to call it, and I've added a few of the premium things in there. So one of those things I believe is an Anderson out and an Anderson in, basically. So you can got solar in, Anderson power out. So biggest advantage with that and having those guys do it is they've done a really nice, neat install, and we didn't have to try and deal with it after the fact. So we definitely want to run a solar panel on the roof. So it was definitely, yeah, we were really keen to get that done. Okay, so around the back of the vehicle, so we got two heavy duty latches up there. So they're basically what's holding your tent closed all the time. Super heavy duty. I'm really happy with the quality of them. I've had some rooftop tents before, and the quality of these is much, much higher. Another installation from Headspace is the awning brackets. So it's quite an expensive add-on this, but it was, once again, a bit like the Andersons on the roof. It was not something we really wanted to do, like to drill into the roof and everything like that. So basically 3 brackets. There's one on the back and then 2 on the side to hold your 270-degree awning, like super, super solid. And to be honest, it was the easiest awning installation I've done on any car. So really happy with that, and it looks pretty neat and tidy too. So, all right, in the cab. So the first thing that happened when I hopped in this for the first time, because I've had Troopies for so long and I'm pretty, I just kind of throw myself in the vehicle, pretty tall as well. I wasn't used to the adjusted height, and I actually just donked my head. I've only done that the very one time, but so I do learn quite quickly. But it is something to kind of be aware of. If you're way taller than me, then I guess you might be hitting your head on the roof. But like, we're super used to it now, and we don't feel like we don't feel kind of like boxed in or anything like that, I don't think. So it does adjust the height for the kids at the back as well. That's something to consider, and I'll talk about the kids in a second. So one thing you might notice with here is the nice wooden ceiling. So that is an add-on as well that we did. Once again, it was just, I think that it looks really, really nice, and it kind of gives it like a nice premium look to the conversion, and it kind of separates it a bit from the other models of conversions out there. So it was something we were pretty keen to get done, and like, we're stoked with it overall. It looks really, really nice, and it sets off the interior of the Troopy a bit, I think. Another one is this parcel shelf. So this actually comes with the Troopy. Not a lot of space up there. What I'm thinking of doing, you'll see up here, that's all my, that's the wires for the solar from the roof. So I've got to wire that in when I do my battery setup. But yeah, this parcel shelf, not a lot of space. It's good, obviously, for things like head torches or whatever. I think what I'm going to try and do is set it up as a charging station for my camera batteries. So I think drone batteries, camera batteries will fit up there pretty easy. So what I'll do is when I do the dual battery setup, I will run some wiring back down into the front. and then set up some permanent charges down here, which is kind of what I did in the last Troopy with my gull wing setup. Trying to avoid doing a gull wing on this one, but so trying to do a bit of a different direction, and this will be a good use of this space otherwise up there. So one thing I have noticed is when we have put stuff up in there the way it is now, is it kind of like gets thrown around a fair bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove it and put some black carpet down up there. So I think like some carpet or rubber or something like that would kind of keep everything in place a lot better. But I'm pretty keen to go for the carpet. That way then I can use like Velcro and stick stuff down when I want to. So that's the kind of plan with that. This is pretty cool too. So these lights, so there's actually one of these in the rear and one up the front. So if it'll work for me, maybe it's not going to work. Even got like flashy red lights, which is really nice for the bugs and for helping to get to sleep at night time as well. So you got red light and then you got white light as well. This is like in our caravan too. Touch lights are a bit of a pain in the butt, hey. They're great. Like the idea of them is great, but I feel like the execution of them is not so great. But still. Yeah, so we got one of them in the front, one of them in the back. One thing I will touch on now, because this gets asked like quite a bit in messages to me. How did we go about doing the roof conversion and maintaining seats in the back? So I don't know. I feel like I've been on like all the Troopcarrier groups and everything for years and years. And I feel like maybe with the Alucab and a few other ones, you weren't able to engineer, or what I'd read is you weren't able to engineer with the seats in the back. I don't know if that's still the case now. With Headspace, and particularly in Queensland, absolutely no dramas at all. So I sent the car in there with the rear seats in the back, got engineered with the rear seats in the back. So it's 100% fine. It's still a 5-seater. It still registers as a 5-seater. We have a roof conversion, and yeah, no dramas at all. So what Headspace do, they do the conversion. They actually have an engineer that does all the blue slip and everything like that. So the mod plate. So that was all done when I picked up the car. So super simple process. Anyway, we might do the part that I'm sure everyone is actually keen to see, is the actual roof. So let's do it. So we are going to open this thing up now, I think. Very, very simple setup, these things. Like, I've been showing it off to a bunch of people when we see them and that. So it's really easy to kind of pop it up and drop it back down again, which is a massive positive. Anyway, we'll do this. This is probably the hardest bit. And that is it. All right, I'll show you inside. I meant to say, how epic is this spot that we're at? If you haven't worked this one out, absolutely incredible. So we're on the river in Imbil. We're actually out here with the caravan to do a bunch of work. And I figured we had a bit of downtime this afternoon, so we might as well share the roof conversion with you guys. So just a quick video, but something we're very excited about. So anyway, we're in here now. One of the coolest things with this is you've got the 2 hatches here, so you can actually pop these bad boys up. They actually come with a mattress on there, like part of the mattress comes on there as well. We have removed them at the moment because we found with that, pillows, doona and everything like that, it was just a little bit hard to get down and seal properly. I'm sure that you could get it done. We probably had a few too many blankets and stuff on the bed, but because we were down south and it was really cold at night. So I think without all that, like, it would all fit on there. But what we have done is we've removed those cushions because we weren't really sleeping down that end. Even just this part is pretty long. So what we're doing is when we pack this down, I was just putting the pillows up there instead of the cushions that were there usually, because they're kind of useless for us at the moment. We'll have to decide before we hit the road full time whether we keep them in there or not. So I haven't decided that one yet, but probably need to use the Troopy a few more times, Ash, so we can work it out, hey? Anyway, so one of the best things with this is you can actually push this all the way up. So I don't know if you can see that, but basically you can stand up inside here now. So obviously, like, if it's a 2-person Troopy, then that's fantastic. you got so much room down there. Like with us with kids, obviously not as much space, but we have a pretty cool setup coming that is going to utilize this as much as possible and allow us to sleep the kids downstairs. These seats are awesome in the Troopies too. Like basically you just pull this little cord here and the whole thing folds forward like really, really quick. So it makes doing things like this kind of doable because it's such a good setup. So well done, Toyota. Like, it's actually surprising. It's probably only because they're basing the design off from like the 1960s or something like that. But they have actually nailed it with their Troopy rear seat for ease of folding forward. So well done. Yeah, so basically can fold that up there. So just say if we had like some benches and stuff in here, like we'd be able to sit down here with the roof popped up, fully sit down, sit there, do some work or anything like that, which is like real handy. Secretly, this is just my surf mission car that I just want to go on surf missions solo. So, but occasionally Ash and the kids can come. So that's the plan. Hey, Ash.
We should be so lucky.
Or no, what I really want it for is also when we travel full time, what I can do is, because what was happening a lot last time, if you guys kind of watch our videos regularly, you'll see I love doing star shots, like star time lapses. And sometimes I want to go to places where we are not camped, which means what I end up doing is like the guys stay in the caravan and then I end up like driving out remote at night time to go to a spot and then have to drive home again during the night, which is pretty dangerous. A lot of animals and wildlife on the road in these kind of areas. So what will be handy with this is if I have a particular area in mind that I want to do like a star lap shot with, then I can go out there and basically set up, sleep in the Troopy for the night and then just come back in the morning, which will be a lot safer. And that'll allow me to get some probably a lot more insane star lap stuff. So I'm really excited for that. Anyway, let's pull this down. All right, so this part, Ash will hop up here in a sec. This part, our bed's probably not very neat up there, but come up and have a little look. So at the moment, I've kind of got to jump up, but in the future, like we will have some benches and stuff here, which will make it a lot easier.
Yeah, Ash will just jump up. Does anyone know how tall this vehicle is? I'm an average height female.
I think you're actually gonna have to get up here to film this next bit. So here we go. Push-ups, dips.
Upper body strength.
I tell you what, it's lucky we have a 14mm lens on. So you know, I don't want to make this a full half-assed walk around. So what I should actually do is I'll set up the awnings and that and show you guys what they look like. So another addition we got that's not in the standard model is we actually have the side awnings as well. So it's a little extra stage to set up. You can actually fully zip them off so you don't have to use them. But I tell you what, when we were down on our road trip to go pick up the caravan, we copped a fair bit of rain one of the days, and it was so nice to have that. Like we were able to have the windows fully open, so like a sick breeze coming through and just nice and dry up here in this roof conversion. So it's been worthwhile. So what we'll do is the front one. I find the easiest way to do it is to put the hatches down. So I'm gonna do that. They actually give you a tool that can help you with this as well. Because I got quite long reach, it's not too hard for me, but definitely probably something that would come in handy for some people. They've got like some solid strength in these. So if this is probably one of the biggest, the best additions with the Headspace or best features is the standing height. So as you can see, Ash is fully standing up down the back of this because of the roof pitch. It's so big in this thing.
I'm 170 centimeters.
170 centimeters. Like even I can stand up there, just not as easily as Ash is.
But yeah, it's pretty amazing. You can fully stand up and get changed and everything like that in the back of it. Like, incredible. Like, anyone that's had a rooftop tent will know that it's definitely not possible in that. So
we don't have any pillows because the kids flogged them out of here, so we're gonna have to get some more that we leave in here. But one of the other additions with the really high ceiling pitch is you actually sleep down this end as well. So feet down the trapdoor end, which is pretty cool. So as I said, I'm 6'3", like my feet are basically, they just touch down kind of where the trapdoor is and that. So we actually don't need the trapdoor. Yeah. So it's a massive space considering it's inside the Troopy like this. Really cool. A few other additions up here. So we've actually got fans on both sides, USB outlets and everything like that. And then we've got like the whole organizer up the top up here with some more USB charging points and that there. And then another one of those red lights up the top as well. So red light, white light. So yeah, it's a really, really tidy unit. It looks really cool. Very happy with that. What else have I got to show, Ash?
Show me. You know what we can show them?
What?
How do you know that Ben made the bed?
Oh, come on.
What is this? That's not a hospital corner.
It's a bit, it's a bit rough. She wonders why I don't want to, Ash wonders why I don't feel comfortable to make the beds in the caravan because it gets critiqued every time that I do it. It's not very encouraging.
It's weaponized incompetence.
Yeah, but it's even harder in this thing than the bloody caravan to make too, so as you can see from the outside, it is a massive unit. One thing you got to be careful with this thing is if you're under any trees and that, like work out how high it is before you pop the roof up. So it's definitely going to take a bit of getting used to with that. Like it probably doesn't do it justice in video, but like it is so bloody high how far it gets up. So we have, I think I mentioned, and if you've been watching our videos, we've used this on one trip when we headed down to Melbourne to pick up our new Vibe caravan. So we did a few nights free camping in the back with the kids as well. So the kids actually just used the mattress down the bottom and Ash and I slept up the top. Probably one thing that people would wonder with this, and I'm probably equipped to actually answer the question now, is with rooftop tents, particularly the like the aluminium kind of ones, kind of like that pop up, the clamshell ones. I've noted they're freezing in winter, like so cold, like all the cold air kind of comes underneath through up there. And that's what we were a little bit worried with this. Completely different thing. Like we were down to, I think it was around like 0 degrees, 1 degree, and we were not cold at all in there. It's just a completely different beast than a rooftop tent. So I think that kind of is to do with, instead of the cold air being able to get under, it can't get under you anymore. So basically you've got what's in the car underneath you. But yeah, really happy with that. And we like going to cold places too. So I'm very happy with that so far. And I actually bought a 12-volt electric blanket, and I'm not sure if I'm actually going to put it in there because it seemed to do such a good job with a good doona that I don't know if we need to carry it. Anyway, that's something to plan out for the future. Basically, future plans for this is rear fit out. So that is hopefully coming up very, very soon. Hopefully, I don't know, the next month or so, we can get a video up with that. We're working with a great company on the rear fit out. Very excited to share more about it and kind of show how we go about sleeping everyone inside the Troopy. Anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that. Yeah, I reckon we've only got one more Troopy build episode video to go before a final walk around, and that next one will be the rear fit out and the electrical system. So looking forward to sharing it, legends. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're somewhere like we are at the moment, because it's bloody awesome. Hope you're doing really, really well. I think I just said that. But yeah, guys, see you in the next one.